think we're not going to be slowed down by any story about changes in leadership. I can tell you that Trump administration is dedicated to achieving a record deportation, vast majority being criminal aliens, making this country safer every day. But as far as personnel changes, that's under the purview of the Secretary of Homeland Security. I'm at the White House and work with people like Stephen Miller, one of the most brilliant people I've ever met, to come up with strategic policies and plans, how to get success, how to maintain success, and how to get the numbers even higher.
Look, Fox News has been...
Ew. First of all, one of the most brilliant people I've ever met, Stephen Miller. Stephen Miller, the guy who literally wrote the family separation policy, the guy who wanted to build a moat filled with alligators at the border, the same guy whose own uncle called him an immigration hypocrite and said he would have turned away his own great-grandparents. The same Stephen Miller who married Katie Miller, who worked for Elon Musk and then started the worst, grossest podcast ever. And now they're crying about being run out of their little $3 million home in Arlington because neighbors scared them away with a little rainbow sidewalk chalk that said immigrants belong here and DEI makes us all better. Cowardly losers. That's who Homan is sitting with in the White House. Coming up with strategic policies and plans. Come on. And did you catch what he said? How to get numbers even higher. Not how to make communities safer. Not how to improve an immigration system. How to deport and get the deportation numbers higher. They're sitting around brainstorming on how to deport more people. It's a quota system for human suffering. They're gamifying deportation. The reactions online have been, well, let me show you. People are posting this poem. You know, that's exactly where we're at. When you have Tom Homan sitting in the White House with Stephen Miller, whose own family fled persecution, plotting mass deportations and praising it as brilliant, that poem is spot on. And in a lighter tweet, people are also calling Tom Homan Ham Homan now, which I'll show you a picture. I mean, the resemblance, I see it. But this isn't funny. This is a man who's openly bragging about increasing deportation numbers like it's a game. And it makes sense that Tom is so fixated on positioning immigrants as criminals because this administration loves to project. Tom took a $50,000 bribe in a brown paper kava bag and never even denied it and said he's trying to label immigrants as bad, whereas he and Trump, who are actually criminals, he's trying to label themselves as good in comparison. And you know what? Let's sprinkle in some more facts here. According to the data from September of this year, 71.5% of people currently held in a ICE detention center, that's about 42,000 out of 59,000 or so people, have no criminal convictions. None.